Entrepreneur Academy Live is back and better than ever. LAL 22 Live. Saturday, November 12th in Novi, Michigan. Join 400 fellow entrepreneurs and learn from some of the best in the industry at this powerful conference that will help you grow your business. Speakers include James Mansky, Mike Andes, Paver Pete, Troy Clogg, Nick Carlson, and Mark Bradley of LMN, just to name a few. Get your ticket now for the early bird price of $197. The price goes up October 10th. Your ticket covers access to the conference, lunch on Saturday, and free admission to the Friday night go-kart races. It's going to be so much fun. We'll see you in Novi, Michigan, Saturday, November 12th. LAL 22 Live. Sponsored by Xmark, Ballard Products, Sure Track, Kelly & Sons Trailers, and Yard Book. Grab your ticket now at LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, guys, we're going to jump into a solo podcast and episode today. It's been a minute since I've been able to just kind of pour it out there one-on-one with you guys. We've had a lot of great guest interviews the last couple of weeks. So many things going on in the ecosystem, in the blogosphere, the World Wide Web, in your guys' business, and everywhere in between. Going to be talking on this episode a little bit about I'm curious to see how this actually even phrases up and sums up and forms up and shapes up together with you. I just have a couple notes that I wrote down on my notepad here on my phone. Usually I do a little mind dump during the week, kind of prepare some different topics if I wanted to share on a podcast, or maybe dodge or weave or mix them in, to an interview, and things that are just relevant that if I'm going through it real time, maybe you guys are going through it real time as well. And today's topic, I just wrote down a fighting spirit. I feel like right now, and I can even relate to this personally, there is a lot of exhaustion. There is a lot of burnout. That word I'm seeing thrown out around a little bit in conversations with people. People are excited about the seasons changing, the weather changing, maybe things kind of ramping down. Although before they do, it seems like things shift up a gear and then they kind of slow down a little bit. We kind of get that second wind in the season. I know that is the case for us. Lately, we've been doing so much extra work, putting in some extra hours, and it's been a lot, man. It's been a lot, to be honest with you. Even for myself, Mr. Zero to Hero, and just Mr. Motivation sometimes. It's been a lot, no doubt about it. What I wanted to talk about was how to still help you and myself even, but just, open mic therapy session, right? Help you guys kind of dredge through, push through, one foot in front of the other. Maybe you need a podcast like this about this time of year. You know what, to be honest with you, I do. I always listen to podcasts to get some motivation, some encouragement. And sometimes it's nice knowing that you're not the only one out there thinking these thoughts or feeling this way, including right now in your business. I mean, the irony, right? We're self-employed and we control our own shots and we design this life. And this is an intentional business that we run and all these different things. And then the other side of it is, man, I'm tired. Man, it has been a tough couple weeks, couple months, maybe a tough year. And so any which way, not a huge motivational kind of talk here today, but I just want to give you guys some encouragement today. I know it's there's a couple people listening to the show every time. I always kind of mentally think about this and break it down. There's people that are listening and they're fired up. Things are growing. Things are crazy. Things are awesome. No matter what I say, awesome podcast, awesome time. There's other people listening to the show. Things are good. Business as usual. You just you're in this habit, this routine, this hum, this maybe what's it called? Like hypnotized, right? This just this habit of just going through the motions. You don't really know what day or week it is, what part of the season it is. You're just kind of going through the motions. You're holding on to the ski rope, hoping it pulls you through the thick of it, through the end of it, to the end of it. You're just kind of coasting. You're just like, you know what? I'm not totally surviving. I'm not totally thriving. I'm somewhere in between. Things are okay. Things are good. but I'm exhausted. And sometimes we can get into that funk, right? And I want to talk to you guys a little bit on this podcast. And then, of course, there's the people that, hey, you've had a tough season. You've had a tough year, tough 2 years. Relationship might be suffering behind the scenes, or just cruise, or maybe you lost a key guy, or you're in a rebuilding phase. Coming from Detroit, Michigan, we've had some rebuilding seasons for our sports teams. We've had some great seasons. We've had some not so great seasons. We've had some seasons where they've never been great, and for 20-some plus years, and they still can't figure it out. Okay, so we've as a sports guy, I'm not a big sports guy, but as a sports fan, somebody looking over the fence at a lot of other successful teams, there's a lot of things that I try to take away, and sometimes you can't really learn those lessons here from the home team. Amen. So I know it's football season, so a lot of you guys have been watching that on the weekends, right? So here's what I want to do: just give you guys some encouragement, give you guys some encouraging words. I got a couple things I wrote down here. It's probably not going to be a super lengthy podcast, so let's do this really quick. Before we do, I want to pour my heart out there for just a quick minute, give you guys some motivation and some encouragement. Before we're going to hear from today's show sponsors and announcements, but one quick thing I did want to say here, and this is going to tie into the talk, is talking about ticket sales with Launchpreneur Academy Live 2022. This is the last week. You got till October 9th, midnight, to get your early bird registration ticket for our live event up here in Novi, Michigan. I'm telling you what, ticket sales are very, very healthy. We're over 200 tickets sold. I super appreciate that. I want to get back to 3.25. Here's what the event is for. If you guys are out there looking to grow, if you guys are out there looking for motivation, if you're looking to network, if you're looking to learn from the best of the best, if you really want to learn how to make more money, work a little bit less hard, put technology to work for you, learn best practices, systems, how to actually grow a real business, not something you watch on YouTube. Okay, it's not YouTubers running lawn care business. It's actual lawn care business owners running real business owners. Okay, not theory. Okay, that's what I want to invite you guys to. That's the environment. It's a high performance environment for people that are motivated to grow their company. That's what Launchpreneur Academy Live is at Novi, Michigan, November 12th, Saturday. It's not for the other guy listening to the show, although it is. It's not for, hey, I'll catch it next year. None of that nonsense, okay? Hey, I go every other year, or I'm going to Equip, so I'm not going to LAL, or I'm going to LAL and not Equip, okay? None of that nonsense either. Listen to me. It's for you right now, you listening, okay? There's 100,000 people actually that download the podcast a month, and we're at 200 and plus ticket sales sold to the event. There's a little bit of dissonance there, if you guys can imagine. So my plead, my wish, my prayer is that you listening to the show right now, if you already made the decision, dude, high five. I can't wait to see a fist bump. If you've already been, it's great. Fantastic. Can't wait to see you guys there. Thank you for being bold. But it's all of you guys that are sitting on the fence. And by the way, if you're a dude, don't sit on the fence. Okay. You don't sit on the fence. Don't straddle the fence either. Don't get stuck trying to jump over the fence and get stuck crossing the fence and straddling the fence. Not pleasant, okay? And if you know that, then here's the goal. Jump over the fence. Make the decision. Make the jump. Make the leap. Take the step of faith, whatever you want to call it, and get your ticket. Come up to Novi, Michigan. There's plenty of time. We've got hotel rooms. We've got seats for you. There's not a bad seat in the house. The environment is going to be electric. We're going to have some of the best people there sharing and pouring their heart out on stage, helping you guys grow successful companies. Really quick rundown for you. Nick Carlson, Mike Andes, Troy Clogg, Paver Pete, Mark Bradley, Liz and myself are going to be sharing, James Mansky. We've got some other great people coming in that I'm not even going to let out of the bag. It's one of those, you're going to be so grateful when you were there to hear them speak live. And instead of me just selling it and promoting it and just saying, but wait, there's more, I'm going to just handsomely reward the people that came on faith and have some other great people lined up that we haven't announced that are coming in the share. Little teaser there for you, okay? But here's what I want to do. I want to encourage you guys to get your ticket at launchpreneuracademy.com, okay? And I'm telling you guys because I care. I want to see you guys there. This is the last 7 or 8 days to get that early bird registration for $197. And I've said this before, there's other conferences right now with $1,300 ticket sale prices, plus hotel, plus travel, plus food. Okay, so I'm telling you what, this is a steal of a deal. Thank you to all the different people that are sponsoring this thing, Ballard, SureTrack, Xmark, Yardbook. We cannot do it without those guys. They're keeping the ticket price artificially low, which we super appreciate that. It's going to be a banger, okay? I'm telling you this for a reason. Get your ticket now. Get your ticket today. Go to launchpreneuracademy.com/store. Check out with one ticket for you, and then bring a buddy, bring a lawn bro, travel with somebody. And if not, make friends. We've got a Facebook group that's been popping. People are networking. You can split rooms with each other, get a 2-queen room for same price as a 1-king room, and then split that room, split the hotel cost, okay? If you're within Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, New York, Ohio, Tennessee, and up. Anywhere in the Midwest. We got guys coming from North Carolina, Mitchell Gordy. I got friends coming up from Texas. We've got people coming up from Florida, okay? But if you're from the Midwest, here's my challenge. If you're from the Midwest, you absolutely need to be there, okay? No excuses. It's a local thing. 4, 5, 6 hours tops, okay? I've got friends an hour away I've done coaching calls with, and they're thinking, I'm like, hey, you're coming to LAL, right? And they're like, oh, I don't know, it's an hour away. And I'm thinking to myself, I got friends coming in from Texas and Florida buying $400 or $500 plane tickets. And they're like, really? And I go, yeah. I said, it's a $10 in gas and you're an hour down the road. You don't even have to buy a hotel if you're that local. Get up at 6 in the morning and come on over. Doors open 8 o'clock, but you can get that registration at 7:30 Saturday morning. Oh, I never even considered it. I'm like, you've been hearing the ads for 3 months, 6 months on the podcast. Here's what I would just challenge you guys. If you live in the Midwest, or if you also live in the Midwest, and I've done a coaching call with you, I've ended every coaching call with, hey, are you going to come to LAL? And I'm not a Johnny on the spot kind of a guy, but what I will say is that if you're buying a coaching call and you want to grow, right? Think about it. You're the kind of person pouring into yourself financially at $250 an hour or whatever it is. You're the type of person that wants to grow. You have questions. And I end every call with, hey man, hope to see you at LAL. My best piece of advice outside of doing a coaching call with somebody, pick your person, is invest in a live event. Come to a training event like this. And maybe you've never came to something, and so that's why it's not a habit to go to success events. Okay? But if you are a successful person, I will tell you, every successful person that I know, they go to a quarterly or an annual event in their trade, in their industry. From real estate professionals to medical professionals. I just listened to a really good podcast episode the other day with the Almonds. He had a guy on from Keller Williams who does some stuff with chiropractic work. Same thing that he goes to continuing ed. He's I don't say mandated, but he's required to, right, with his sales training. Okay, we don't require anything around here. It's an opt-in army. But nonetheless, don't give yourself the option. Train, educate, get around. My gosh, let's go through this list. Nick Carlson runs a multi-million-dollar business for a decade plus, sells it for $1 million, and then reinvests $1 million into Mulchmate, doing millions and millions of dollars. I think you can learn a little bit about business, entrepreneurship, leadership, casting the vision, having an idea and implementing it, and then creating systems around it to sell. Mike Andes, the guy's got over 100 franchises in North America with Augusta Lawn Care. He's a sales training kind of a guy, understands the customer experience. He's crazy, he's fun, he's animated. He's going to be there teaching guys about how to grow and how to get new customers and how to build a successful company. It's going to be incredible. Troy Clogg, $20+ million company. He's 5 minutes down the road from me. Hopefully Troy comes to the event, right? I got people coming from Texas. Hopefully Troy can make it from Wixom, Michigan, where I live. So having fun. But Troy Clogg's got a legacy of 40+ years in the industry. I've never heard Troy Clogg speak. I'm coming just for that. Okay. By the way, I have a notebook out. If you ever see me walking the show, I'm not just shaking hands and kissing babies. I sit in between each speaker after I introduce them, go back to my seat, and I'm taking notes. I don't have it all figured out. Do you think I can learn 1 or 2 things from Troy Clogg? Do you think you could learn 1 or 2 things from Troy Clogg? I believe so. The guy's got a massive company. He's got a massive team. He's got a huge mission. And that's the kind of guy that's going to be coming up to Launchpreneur Academy Live to speak for 45 minutes. He's going to talk about the why. The why. My gosh, can you imagine Troy Clogg talking about his motivation, the why, spinning the dream? You think Fullerton's the dream spinner? You know? Oh, okay. How about listening to Troy Clogg? That guy, every time I get around him, I feel better about myself. He just oozes excellence, okay? How about that? He oozes excellence, okay? Come hear Troy Clogg speak. I promise you, you won't regret it. Pay Repeat. He did a little promo for us on Instagram. Some of you guys saw it. He's going to be talking about how to leverage technology in the marketplace, how to job costs, how to recoup your overhead, how to run profitable companies. Dude, he was so animated. He was so funny last year at LAL 2021. I literally said, every speaker, we're going to change it up. I've had some of the same people on the same docket, for a couple years in a row, which is fine. They've all been great. Pay Repeat, you got to come back. Please come back. And he said, Brian, I'd love to. He's the most intense dude you've ever met, too. He's hilarious. He's a sales trainer professionally. This is what he does for Techo Block. You got to come check him out, okay? Mark Bradley with LMN. Guy ran a $50 million company. And I'm going through this for a reason, guys. I'm not trying to sell you. I'm trying to educate you. This is what you're going to skip over if you decide to go do a mulch job for $400 or a pruning job. I got some people saying, hey, it's leaf season. Leaves don't start until November, okay? Mid-November. Go back to on Monday the 15th or whatever that date is, and then start doing your leaves. You're not missing anything, okay? Take 3 days. Bring the little wifey, bring the fiance, bring your cherub, whoever that is. Maybe it's your husband. Maybe he's the cherub, okay? Bring up, have a 3-day weekend up here in Michigan. Okay, come on up Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Go up to Sunday. Run up to Mackinac City, and then skirt on down back to the airport or back driving home. Okay, you're not missing anything back at home. $400 to make some leave money. I get it. These guys will help you make hundreds of thousands of dollars and take your thought process, right? You have to chase down thought process. Thought process is the number one key to success. It's not necessarily what you do, it's how you think, okay? Where else are you going to get these people? I would pay $1,000 for any one of these people at any seminar. We're getting all of these guys in one room one day for 8-9 hours. Are you kidding me? And lunch is provided? Oh, Fullerton, you're making a killing on this thing. Not really. When you add all the expense, I got to pay all these people in the room, and I bought light trusses last year that were fives of thousands of dollars. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm in the wrong industry. I need to go make light trusses. Okay. Mark Bradley, he's going to be sharing some stuff, and then he's also going to be having a panel discussion with Caleb Allman, who's going to be interviewing him. I need to make sure that I bring Caleb Allman up to the song. I wrote it down. He is a diva. Really quick, Caleb Allman, he's going to be brought up to the song Hot and Cold by Katy Perry, thanks to Brittany Allman. I'm a listener, folks. I listen for those details, okay? But no lie. Mark Bradley now runs LMN Software. He ran a $50 million company and sold it for a huge profit, okay? So you don't want to miss what he's got to say. Who else do we have left? James Mansky. He's got Elkhorn Lawn Care over there in Nebraska. He's coming on up to share about how to grow your team, how to build a good culture, how to open up multiple branches. He's in growth mode like crazy. 40, 50 team members working for him in his company, okay? Guys, I do this for a quick reason. We're going to talk about this for a second. And you know what? Let's just continue to roll into it. Ads or not, it is what it is. Here's what I want to just say, is that this time of year, burnout is a real thing. And in the fighting spirit I wanted to talk about was, what do you do when you're tired? What do you do when you're exhausted? I heard somebody say it. I think I got it from Tony Robbins. Lord knows if he came up with the thought or just regurgitated it from somebody else. After a couple decades that these guys have all been doing this, from Bob Proctor to Jim Rohn to, pick your person, Les Brown. I mean, they all say their own thing. TD Jakes. They all say their own thing their own way, and then it gets regurgitated 100 times. But if you can remember any one thing from this podcast, every podcast, I always try to learn one thing, one nuance, one tip. There's dozens you can listen to almost every podcast out there and get a bunch of great tips. But one thing that I hope you can listen to this podcast and remember is you have to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. You have to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low, right? Thoughts are things. Chapter 1, Think and Grow Rich. And so thoughts, these abstract things, these arbitrary things, wherever they come from, right? From the fourth dimension, from God, from your primal brain, pick your thing, however you believe, that's fine, that's cool. But thoughts are things, and you got to think about, what am I thinking about right now? Why am I thinking this way? Okay, why your external is a derivative of your internal. So now, don't get me wrong, physical exhaustion is a real thing. I totally agree. But in the grand scheme of things, have things really changed in October compared to when they did in July or May? Not really, right? It's not really. It's the same workload, but mentally you're exhausted. So we have to figure out a way to, one, stop the negative, stop the outpour, right? Stop the holes in the bag. So there's maybe things we can get rid of. Typically, it's exercise that we need to start doing. We've let our diet go. It's been 5 months of eating garbage food on the road or packing crappy lunches that are all getting soggy. Nutritionally, we're all probably poor and depleted. Mentally, we're probably all poor and depleted. Exercising-wise, we're poor and depleted. Actual time in the sunlight is getting less and less. So you're getting more tired quicker because the sun's going down at 4, 5, and 6 o'clocks, right? The weather's colder, so your hands are colder. You feel like you got rust in the system. You're like, I just came off of 5 months law. I'm fitter than ever. But it's cold, right? And your body doesn't warm up. So these are real things that are slowing you down. And plus, mentally, I get it. It's been not only a physical long season, but a mentally long season, right? Just for instance, right now, it's October, you got 4 or 5 weeks left in the season for a bunch of us. It's an exhausting time of year. You're trying to button up last minute projects. You're trying to get that extra work in, like for aerations and overseedings, those last rounds of fertilizer, irrigation blowouts. You're trying to keep the schedule on pace. Maybe you just lost a couple guys back to college for the last 3-4 weeks. So you're short-handed or short-staffed. I get it. You're not only finishing up the regular season, but you're getting ready for leaf season, doing education on leaf blowers, debris loaders, building your leaf box, getting the mums out, the fall decorations, the Christmas lighting, overload. Right? I got to go to Launchpreneur Academy Live. Do I got my ticket? Do I got my hotel? I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day. He's going to Equip Expo. I'm not going to embarrass him, but if I told you his name, you'd know him. I said, dude, can't wait to see you there. You going, blah, blah, blah. We're just talking deets really quick while I had him. And he's like, man, I haven't even booked my hotel yet. And I said, dude, it's 3 weeks out. I said, why? I said, you've known this for 6 months. He goes, yeah, it just got away from me. I'm like, did it? And I'm a no excuses kind of guy, and I'll call out my friends. And I said, did it? I said, or do you just not prioritize it? I said, just own it. It's okay. I know I'm a dick of a friend probably sometimes, right? But I said, just own it. I said, it's okay. But I said, dude, you better go get a hotel room like today. I said, what's left? Indiana? I said, you're going to be staying in Saskatchewan. It's probably the nearest hotel in the Midwest because of these freaking things. Taking up it's just like a vacuum. They suck up all the hotel space across the whole state. I mean, literally, it's a big conference, 30,000 people going to this thing, okay? But you're planning Equip, you're planning LAL. Do I got a flight? Do I got a ticket? Logistics, right? I mean, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then some of us were like, we got to make sure that we're posting content on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, right? And then you're like, man, did we schedule everybody for leaf cleanup seasons? By the way, did we get everybody's snow contracts out? We got snow contracts. We're bidding snow left and right. Overload. Right? And then some of you guys, you have family obligations, right? Weddings and births and, graduations and maybe all just life, right? I mean, maybe your relationship is peachy keen, jelly bean. Maybe your relationship is struggling because you've been out in the field a little bit more than you want to because you've had to really put in some muscle these last couple of weeks. Been there. I've been there a dozen times, 100 times, okay? And that adds up. It gets a little stressful. Maybe there's back to school stuff, right? And you're just running around like crazy, messing that up. But you know what? Plunking through the best you can. I get it. Maybe you're building something. Maybe you guys are like the Almonds, building a shop. I love watching their shop build. Their things are just just drudging forward. I mean, that's what you got to do. It's a big shop, big opportunity, big obligation, I should say as well. They're just one foot in front of the other. Right? So you just overload, exhausted, right? And then some of you guys are like content people. I got to make YouTube videos. I got to make TikToks. I got to make Instagram. You're trying to get social media famous. I don't know why you would want to do that. That's, God bless you. I'm like trying to be less famous, not less relevant, just less famous. But there's DMs and Instagram messages and emails and Facebook messages and comments. And then there's petty people. And then there's people that want to start stuff. And then you're like, I got that mental stuff weighing. Some of you guys have legal stuff behind the scenes. Some of you talking to somebody the other day doing a lawsuit, and I'm like, "How's that going?" Like, "Oh, it's going ways down. Like the vice is just crimping, down. Right? You got snow. Did you get your snow contracts back? Are you bidding your snow? Right? Are you getting your equipment ready? Did you get the truck, the new tires that you've been putting off for 3 months? Right? Because you got to get some new snow tires. Did you get the blade put on? Have you got the blade serviced yet? Right? All these different, did you order your snowplow, right? Marking stakes with code Brian's 10 to start marking your driveways here in another month, right? Did you get your fall postcards printed up? Did you get your snow postcards printed up? Did you get your EDDM campaign set up for your snow mailer to pick up more snow accounts, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. I'll tell you that. Everything I just described, not only am I doing all that, I'm headed to Equip, can't wait. LAL, can't wait. And now imagine, I'm putting on a 300 person event in Novi, Michigan, 3 weeks after Equip. Ticket sales, people purchased the wrong thing, or they're like, I got to add a spouse ticket, or I spelt my name wrong. Can you fix it? Hundreds of, little issues like that, which is fine. Part of the business. I told Liz, we're having a 300 person event. I said, it's like having a 300 person wedding every year. Do food, budgets, event insurance. I got to pay $1,200 just to insure the event in case one of you guys stub your toe and then want to turn around and sue the event. I think it's insurance fraud, but if anybody does, holler at your boy and I'll get 50%. We'll just send it to the bank. Okay. 50-50 that. Cause I paid $1,200 to insure the event, just $1,200. I mean, I wanted to make $1,000 a day or $1,000 a week just a couple years ago. And now I got to pay that just for insurance for one day. I told the lady, is this for like the annual? Like, can't I just swoop this under something else that I have? I have $10,000 of other insurance per year. She goes, no, it's its own thing. And she goes, you got to have insurance. I go, what? But doesn't the event have its own insurance, like the actual building and like the Suburban Collection? She goes, yeah, it does. But this is for your event. I said, well, why do I have to have my own insurance if they have insurance? That just doesn't seem right. And she goes, this is how it works. And I said, okay. I said, does the state fair have insurance? And she like stopped talking. It's just like, it's ridiculous. We got to make sure we have our insurance papers in. We got to make sure that we have ticket sales going, right? We're going on a fall tour here really soon. I'm going to make some announcements here soon. We got a fall tour going on with some more winter shop tours. All right. Got to logistically plan to go hang out with 6 friends, 6 different states, 6 different flights. Not, just add that to the mix. Trying to build a house, trying to pay off debt, just, dude, it's wild. It's wild. So you got to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. Right now, I'm in the position where if I stop paddling to catch the surf, I'm going to get thrashed into the ocean on the wave. And I tell Liz, this 6 weeks is wild, bro. It is wild. But if we don't paddle and if we don't get on top of the surf, which will crest, in November, and then we ride the wave through Christmas, we are going to get spun like a redheaded stepchild spun in the washing machine or the dryer, just whipped around by this tidal wave that we're trying to catch the wave of making it happen, of success, of making money, of business, of the haul, of just working our butts off. I mean, there's more money to be made in this 6-8 week window than, other months combined during the season, right? It's just the nature of it is. You got your lawn maintenance stuff finishing up, your aeration seeding money coming in, your snow money coming in, your leaf cleanup money coming in, prepayment of this money coming. It's a lot, right, guys? And so, but if you're under the wave, or you stubbed your toe and you did stumble a little bit, and you're under the thumb of the season and you're backpedaling, right? You just can't catch a break, can't catch your breath. Dude, imagine all that weighing down on you. It's like squatting, 3 1/4, and you're like, dude, down, up. Awesome. Great job. But it's like getting down, up, and then you go, oop, I'm down. I'm in the pocket. I'm at parallel. We ain't going up, home slice. We are down here. We are stuck. And unless you got bumper plates to flip that back, you better figure it out really quick. Spot. But imagine having that weight just crush you and you're in the pocket. You're in the squat position. You can't get up. You lost momentum. I don't care how big of a deep breath you took and how much you exhale and how much you're widening out your knees and expand the knees. Let's go up. You were stuck in the pocket. And so that's my point. I want to talk about that for a quick minute here because I get it. I've been there. I totally understand. I want to talk about just the different things out loud, just airing it out for you guys. Dude, I'm right there with you. And again, if you're winning, you're like, dude, this is exciting. Okay, cool. I appreciate the overzealousness. I share that sentiment mentally, physically. I'm like, dude, energy drinks no longer work this time of year. 5-hour energies no longer work this time of year. 8 hours of sleep no longer work this time of year, right? Grilled chicken and Caesar salads no longer work this time. You're just, dude, you need a break. And so the break is coming, okay? We're in 4th quarter, okay? We are ready to rock and roll towards the finish line. My suggestion is mentally, you got to recharge because physically you'll recharge after you mentally recharge, right? And I'll tell you, mentally, you'll break before you do physically. It's a fact. Like I've listened to a lot of great CrossFit type coaches and just physical fitness people that are motivational guru people, and you'll give out mentally before you give out physically. You'd be shocked. I know it sounds weird, but you will mentally give out. Running, lifting, pulling, whatever, pushing, you will give out mentally before you give out physically. And think about right now, what are you giving out right now mentally? If you are in this lull, if you are not having the best attitude, if you will, right? It's because mentally you're on 0. And so 20 some minutes just to say this is that you got to get around the heat. You got to get your coal. If you're coal, you got to get it back around the fire. And I promise you, I don't care how wet your wood is and how dark your coal is or how cold it is, it will heat back up. And you're like, oh, you did a 25-minute talk to get me to LAL? Yep. You sure bet. Because I know what you guys are thinking, because I'm thinking the same way. And it's not that because I know what I'm thinking, that's what you're probably thinking. But I'll tell you what, after doing hundreds and hundreds of podcasts and hundreds of coaching calls and just doing this for 17 freaking seasons, dude, I know where you guys are at. I'm in the exact same spot. By the way, I talk to other people that are the gurus and they're tired too. They're exhausted too. Doesn't mean they're bad. It's just real life. It's just real life. And not everybody's like, hey guys, welcome to the whatever. Like, I'm excited about life. I get that. That's a good front, but you can still have burnout, and you can admit it. Can we just admit it? It's okay to be exhausted. It's okay to have burnout. It's okay to just say, hey honey, I just need a nap. Can you watch the kids? Can I just get a break? Can I just go catch a meal by myself? I'm just tired. Do you mind if I just like go to the gym for 5 minutes and just tan? whatever your thing is. Like, oh, you're gonna go lift? No, I'm just gonna go lay in the sauna while you're sitting in the sauna with a towel and the little eucalyptus spray. Listen, and I'm being funny, but you got to survive. You got to know when you're done physically, mentally. Okay. And you have to have these breaks. And the biggest opportunity I can give you for breaks this time of year, outside of the season, kind of buttoning up. Now, if you're down south, things kind of like never end. Florida, Texas, it slows down. Thank the Lord. But I will tell you guys straight up, if you want to get around people that are going to encourage you, because there's a different energy, there's a synergy, there's a recharge, there is a different pulse, there's a different vibe, whatever you want to call it, when you get around other people that are making it happen and doing what you're doing. And by the way, 300 people might come into LAL, 270 of them might all be just coming in gassed. Fantastic. That is the time to get pumped up. That is the time to get your second win. That is the time to recharge through winter, to reevaluate everything you're doing, or a few things at least that you're doing with your company that can line you up for success in 2023, right? I'm telling you guys straight up, I care so much. I just want to give an encouraging word. If you're sucking wind, or things are neutral, good, positive, neutral, positive, or they're positive, freaking awesome. I'll tell you what, come all ye that are weary. You know what I mean? All you guys with a heavy load, a heavy burden, right? We are all trying to be heroes. We are trying to all do, honestly, probably too much. We are all probably over our skis a little bit. We are all probably bit off more than we can chew. We are all obligated to more than we should be. That's okay. That's okay, right? Because that's why we all want and will have more than the other guy or the other person or the 9-to-5er that's okay with just punching a clock and mailing it in, or just wants a small life or a small existence or a small impact. That's okay. That's okay. But you guys are wanting to do more. You are choosing to do more. You signed up to do more as an entrepreneur. You take all risk and accountability for the enterprise. That's the definition of an entrepreneur. It's not somebody drinking margaritas on the beach. Look up the definition. It doesn't say positive. It says somebody who takes full responsibility for the enterprise. All responsibility and risk for an enterprise. That's what an entrepreneur is. Doesn't mean you're a billionaire or a millionaire or you're going to make it. It just means you own this thing, good or bad. Right? In good days or tough days. You know what? Like I said, I know not everybody's having, I'm going in circles now. I know not everybody's positive. I know not everybody's negative. I'm not saying everybody's neutral, but you're probably in one of those three categories, I would imagine. And maybe a little higher on some, a little lower on some. But my point is, I don't care if you're positive, get around positive people. We're going to turn on the afterburners. If you're neutral positive, get around the positive people at LAL and Equip and take this thing to the next level. I promise you'll get recharged. You'll get that stinking thinking out of your brain. The woe is me, the victim mentality, right? This is only happening to me. Nobody knows what I'm going through. Man, everybody's got it so much easier. Man, everybody else is getting the breaks. How come it never happens for us? How long is it until it's going to happen for us? How come everybody else's whatever does better, right? How come they're getting this? How come they're always that? How come we're never this? How come we're not? Okay, I've been there. I get it. All that is head trash. All that is head garbage. Like Fullerton, how do you know what to say all these things? Hello? I've been there. I get it, man. I'm right there with you guys. Like, I couldn't be more honest telling you guys that I'm in the thick of it, just like you guys. We are growing. We are adding. We are building. We are implementing. We are executing. We are reducing what we need to. Okay? So that's my call. That's my love out to you guys, my just pouring it out to you guys on this Monday. I need Fullerton, lay it on me, man. Get me fired up. Hey, is it okay for me to say, hey, dude, can you stop faking yourself out? Can you stop faking me out? Can you just be honest? You're tired. I'm tired. That's okay. Let's just be real. Let's have a real, authentic conversation. Don't fake me out. Don't fake you out. Okay. And if you're positive, things are right now, I'm in this like neutral positive. I'm like, hey, let's just survive. We got about 6 more weeks, and it kind of chills out. But I'm also like, dude, we have so much to do. I'm so excited. I used to complain that I had nothing on my plate. Now I'm complaining that I have so much on my plate. Which way do you want it, folks? I told Liz the other day, she's like, we're busy. This is wild. I said, we committed to this. You got on the roller coaster. There's going to be ups and downs, left and rights. And as my friend Jeff Joyner says, the only people that get hurt on a roller coaster are the people who jump off. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Get around the heat. Get around encouraging people. Get around people that maybe they've learned how to master their emotions. They've learned how to, let me say, more better. How about that for a technical term? They're better at controlling their thoughts. They're better at controlling having stinking thinking. They've put up boundaries and girds, and they put up checkpoints, and they've put up fire alarms that if they start thinking certain ways or doing certain things, they get checked, or they've checked themselves, or they have a spouse that checks them because they have accountability. Okay, and maybe you haven't been there just yet. Maybe you're still learning this whole entrepreneur thing, and it's crazy. It's scary sometimes. Okay. Come to LAL. Come to Equip. Okay. You got about 10 or so days. You got about to October 19th, I think, for your Equip ticket. Code Brian saves you 50%. Hope to see you guys there. For real. It's going to be a barn burner. I cannot wait to see you guys down there. It's level 1. Everybody's talking about booster shots. There's my first booster for the fall. Okay. And this one doesn't give you crazy side effects. Well, it does. It's excitement, belief, encouragement, motivation. You're going to get fired up. Okay. Come to LAL. And I'm telling you what, that's not only a booster shot, but that's your immunization from stinking thinking and low expectations and victim mentality and all the other garbage and nonsense that you got in your brain or that you might come up with. We're going to inoculate. So that way in 2023, it doesn't matter what comes at you, you're willing and able to take it and know how to punch through and know how to overcome it, okay? I'm not trying to oversell it. Folks, if you've been there, you know I'm underselling it. And you're like, how good could this thing be? How good could it actually be? Good enough where people are coming 4+ years in a row and people are buying $700 plane tickets from Texas and they've been to 3. They're like, nah, this isn't an off year. I'll catch the 5th year, Brian. I'm sure you're going to lay it all out on the line for the 5th year. It'll be this big anniversary, 5 years. No, they're not doing anything like that. I'm not doing anything like that. This isn't a mail-it-in year. It's not an every other year thing. Oh, so success is convenient. Success is based on convenience. Success is based on I'll be successful every other year. I'm going to go chase down winners every other year. Go tell that to your wife. Let me know how that. By the way, if you don't have all the money you want in your checking account, it is not an option to not go to LAL. Okay, if you're complaining about money and then somebody puts this opportunity out there for you and you don't go, I have no pity. Don't call me. Don't do a coaching call in December and January. Say, hey, man, I was going to come. I knew about it. Well, I didn't think it was for me. It's for other people that need that stuff. Don't call me with a coaching call in December and say, man, what can I do to change? I'm like, we got 1 hour and you want me to do a 9-hour conversation that I just had it with all my friends in Novi, Michigan at Suburban Collection? You want me to redo Troy Clogg's talk? You want me to redo Paver Pete's talk about teaching you how to make money? I can't do what they do. Here's a tip. That's why they're coming in to share. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's my little Alan Hain there. Come up to Novi, Michigan. Get your ticket. It's not for the other guy. It's not for some other person. It's not for the whatever. It's for you. It's for you making a couple $100,000 a year. You that's got it figured out. You that's bold. You that's a butt kicker. You that other people lean to you to ask you questions. This is where the winners get recharged with other winners. It's not for the other guy, okay? I'm telling you, come on up. Bring a friend, bring a buddy. It's going to be an amazing time. I can't wait to see you guys there. A fighting spirit. Okay, keep fighting. You signed up for this, by the way. Remember that. Good days and bad days. Feels good when you make a G in a day, doesn't it? 5 Gs in a week, 10 Gs in a month, 20 grand, 30 grand. Feels good. Remember, there's also days where it's not as good and it's tough and everything is going against you. It just seems like you just can't catch a breath, can't catch your stride, can't catch a break. I get it. Get recharged. Get around other great people that are making it happen. That's my call. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. A fighting spirit. Look, think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. Cut out the pop. Start working out a little bit. Eat some better food. Start listening to some better content. Find some other people that motivate you. Do something that's fun. Do something that's relaxing. Do something that's enjoyable. Stop working Saturdays and Sundays as much if you can. And if you guys can help it, get some better sleep. Get an eye mask, okay? Whatever your thing is, get a little white noise machine, get some better sleep, get some sleep gummies. I don't care. Take your vitamins, okay? Just remember the basics, all right? You'll make it through this next 3, 4, 5 weeks, and we'll button this thing up strong. I'm telling you what, we are very excited, okay? We are kicking butt. We are doing the best we can to just keep perspective is what I try to tell Liz all the time. I'm like, other people would kill to have all the problems that we have going on. Other people are getting just killed out there financially with what's going on in the economy in the world. And thank God as entrepreneurs, we have the ability to write our name in the lineup. You can be an all-star. You can have your name hanging from the rafters if you so choose. Just go out there. You got to put in the work. All right. And that's what we all signed up for. Okay. So if you want the good days, you got to take the bad days. And if you got the bad days, just remember the pendulum always swings and you can have those good days as well. All right. That's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully that was a motivating episode for you guys. Just a little bit of encouragement. Just to let you guys know that you're not the only one out there thinking these thoughts or this you're playing just mental ping pong back and forth. We're all there. This is my mental mind dump on a Monday. God bless you guys. Have a great day. So many other great podcasts. Listen to Type in Green Industry Podcast. Type in Growing Green Landscapes, Almond Landscape, Kid Contractor Podcast. There's so many other great podcasts out there. Just continue to feed yourself, feed your mind, and decide to come to LAL 2022. We'd love to have you. You got to October 9th, then ticket sales go up after the early bird registration ends October 9th. All right. Love you guys. See you guys. Let's kick it back over to Marty, Mr. Producer. Hear a little bit more from today's show sponsors and announcements. We still got to pay the bills, right? We still got to pay the bills. All right. Let's listen to some ads. Love you guys. See ya. Bye.
You hear me all the time touting the benefits of the Lawntrepreneur Academy. Hi, I'm Mr. Producer, and it seems like the word is really getting out about Brian's training and resources site. For example, Alexa, I need to learn how to make more money in lawn care. What do I do?
Hi, Marty. The answer is lawnpreneuracademy.com.
Hey, Google, my favorite gal says I need to learn the business side of the lawn care business. How can I best do that?
The answer is lawnpreneuracademy.com.
Hey, Siri, you're always spying on me. You heard my questions. What would you do?
If I wanted to cut grass and make cash, I would visit lawnpreneuracademy.com.
Well, it's unanimous. Even artificial intelligence knows that lawnpreneuracademy.com is the answer to the question.
Marty, I thought I was your favorite gal. What the hell is going on?
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.